Alright guys, here we're going to talk about the movie Damn Sharks. 2016's Damn Sharks. Lee, had you seen it before?
No.
I had not seen this one previously too. But I remember when it came out and I bought it like the day it released and I was so excited.
You were waiting online. It's the shark movie.
I think it just slipped my queue and I never watched it, but was excited to really get into it this time.
Okay. What did you think?
I
kind of liked it.
It's not, well, at the table we'll go into this thing. Not a lot of things make sense in this movie, and those are what make it a good bad movie.
Yeah,
but
totally relevant.
It's also a lot I want to talk about. No, but in general, I like sharks. I like movies like this. This is up my alley.
I hate these creature features. You're always making me watch all this terrible stuff. I think this is one of the better ones that we've watched. Or at the very least, it's like it allowed me to see in this what I assume you see in all of those dog shit movies that we always watch. So I was like,
it's funny you say that, because I would say it's not one of the better ones we've watched.
Yeah, exactly. Because we like different things.
Yeah, we aim for different parts of movies.
This one's like drifted over into some other zone where I'm like, oh, I like this.
This is very much like a sci-fi original, approved, like easily on a Saturday with minimal editing.
But they've come a long way.
Oh, most definitely.
I was like, oh, this is a movie. I was like, wow.
I think I actually preferred before they came.
Yeah, you like when it's hot shit.
Well, I like it when it's a person in a costume and some goofy shit. Like this is all CG. Like it's just a recipe of like someone wrote a bunch of things down, threw it at the wall, and said, well, how can we string those together? Let's figure it out.
That's what they all are to me, though.
Well, some do it better than others.
There's more.
Some there's actually a plot
to talk about.
We will talk about that at the table. I would say recommend this. It's fun to say. Damn Sharks. So if you've seen it or don't care, falls over to spoilers, and if not, pull out now.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
All right, so here we are for the spoilers of Damn Sharks. Lee, let me hear them spoiler-filled thoughts.
The guy says it. Damn sharks.
Yeah.
Damn and sharks.
All I could think of was the damn tour from National Lampoon.
Yeah, exactly.
And please take all the damn pictures you want. Now, are there any damn questions?
Yeah.
He even says, we're gonna go do the damn and shoot the damn thing. He does a little bit of that, but it's like...
First, we gotta blow up this damn dam.
So we alluded to, or I alluded to, this movie doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is in every leg of it, they don't care if logically something is happening that would lead to something. Like, it was like, oh God, we have to blow up that dam. How the hell could we do it?
You had me at blow the damn dam up. Let's do it.
How the hell are we going to do that?
When they say, there's another dam, and she's like cracking the case, I was dying. I love this. I feel so much freer to not be subjected to someone like, their genetical structure is doing it. I'm like, who fucking cares?
The second dam,
sharks.
though, because it wasn't like, and she didn't look at her map and say, like, the beavers also have a dam here.
No.
She was like, oh, right, this is the logical choke point.
Escape, so you'd build a second choke point further downriver to keep it contained. There.
Do we have to believe that the sharks got on land, chewed down trees, and set that up?
And they have maps, and they have little foreman hats, and they're like, and they're using the corpses to like make the dam, like more of the dam.
What are they doing?
They're using the bodies to make the dam bigger.
Well, that's something you don't see every day.
It didn't make any. They're like okay, they're building the dam because the dam makes a like a choke point where they could eat things. They would only know this from the few people they have eaten already, and maybe the beavers. Yet they're using the bodies of the people they kill to build up the dam, which means they've not actually consumed any of the people.
No, they eat a little bit, and they're playing the long game, you see.
I guess.
These are shark masterminds.
But when they say, we can't get close enough to blow up that dam, I'm like, walk from the side.
No.
What's wrong? Why'd you stop?
We're never gonna get close enough to plant the dynamite.
What are you, an idiot?
You have to. There's a scene where he's like, "Well, we got to do that. It'll take." And she's like, "That'll take too long. We need a boat." And you're like, "The enemy is a shark. Why would you need a boat? Hurry, get another boat."
There's a part where they're in the water and they're like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do?" And she takes out a bow and arrow, shoots a tree with a rope tied to it, and they go to pull themselves out. And then when the shark bites the rope, they're like, "Oh no, we're fucked." You You can see paddles on the boat. They use those paddles later in the movie. It doesn't make any sense why any of this. There's so many times where like, oh no, and there's no sharks anywhere near them. Okay, what do we have to make a plan? All right, put a bloody hand in the water. That way they'll go over here. I'm like, if they're not over here, you can just get out of the goddamn boat, you stupid ass.
But she got to bite him in the hand.
So much rage.
I love this. This is wonderful. Because to me, I was like, oh, I finally like one of these stupid movies you keep making me watch. And you're like, I hate this one. This is the bad one. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's because this one feels the most like, it's like the Family Guy problem, where it's like, it didn't feel like it's a movie. It felt like it's a bunch of things like, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do this. Like, they didn't like, and not caring about logic. That's a sci-fi original style movie thing anyway.
No, if you're worried about the motivations of the sharks, we can't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, no, yeah. Also, just are there 1 million sharks? Because if we were to tally how many sharks get killed in this movie, it's 1,000.
And when they blow up the dams, they're like, that's the end of that. And I'm like, if they did it, why can't they do it like 5 feet down the? What is going on? And at the very end, they even have the audacity to be like, there's another one. There's another shark. And I'm like, I know there are more sharks. They didn't kill. It isn't like an alien or like some cursed beast where like, oh good, we killed them all. There's always going to be more sharks, and there's no pretense of like these sharks were like sniffing nuclear waste.
No, they're just
like
bull sharks.
Or they're prehistoric sharks that came from like a deep sea chasm that and your earthquake opened up, and now they're here, and they're in a tsunami.
There are many movies with that exact plot,
and it's a sharknami now, where it's a tsunami made of sharks. Oh my god! And like there's like literally none of that. Where yes, there's more sharks, and yes, they should just be able to come and pick up where these sharks left off, unless there's something special about these sharks.
It also appeared that from the beginning their plan was, okay, we'll have to blow up the dam, that way they could get back to sea. But really it was like, we're going to blow every motherfucker up. We're
going to blow up the dam, which will end the movie.
Let's get out of here, come on. Oh my god.
Yeah.
They blow up one dam using like dynamite, and you're like, okay, dynamite.
Careful.
But the second one is the goofiest shit ever.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Where it's 2 air tanks that, if I'm not mistaken, they have duct taped a little bit of venison on there to make them follow them.
Are these steaks?
No, venison.
I don't
But
know.
they don't like put them through the water.
No.
They like break the ends off them. They use the air in the tank to propel
the tank
them
into the dam.
Then they shoot what would be the empty tank,
or
and
at least
a nuclear explosion happens.
Yes. When the explosion is like, it's like the Death Star exploding, because it's like not like it's not fire, it's like sparks or something, where you're like, it's like a fake ass explosion. But yes, I was like, yes, that's it. And listen, there's a part earlier where like the one guy's like, what are we gonna do? And she's like, the tanks. Wasn't it obvious when I asked you to grab them? Like, what are you talking about? And
she even said, I saw a movie once.
How we plan on blowing this thing up?
Right here. That was pretty obvious when I asked you to grab them.
Huh?
There's a few meta, like fourth wall breaking jokes in this, where someone is like, really? Like, what do you mean? No, we have to, like, what are you talking about? I just, like, Derek, I just explained that. Like, what's wrong with you? They're going for, like, that humor.
You serious?
Which I really appreciate.
There's a part where, like, he's best described as, like, Jocko He-Man. Like, he's, like taking sharks and like flying through the air and like headbutting them like he's fucking Arnold getting dogs in True Lies.
Stay.
Corn-fed motherfucker.
But that guy has like these like big like glasses on, and he takes them off, and there's glasses underneath them. And I was like, okay,
yes,
this is my favorite movie.
That's when I was like, oh, what? Like, this is really misplaced. I think for some reason I've been thinking about the movie, Detention or whatever, where like that was a movie, and that is doing it, at like 1,000, and this is like a 3. Mm-hmm. But there's moments like that where you're like, that isn't a real thing that happened, but you're showing it to me and then cutting away as if it's like Wet Hot American Summer and something's just happening. I'm like, that isn't a real thing that could have happened. Why? What? And they escalate and they do all these weird things where everyone's just like, all right, we gotta do this now. And then it's like, what are you, who is that? What are you talking about? There's too many people too. That's another problem.
There's a lot of people. No one's keeping track of them. They don't even care. It's like a small retreat. Like as far as like a work vacation-y thing goes, there's like under 20 people.
You're what matters.
And they immediately like, where'd that person go? I don't know.
Shouldn't the others be back by now?
Well, I told them where the bus was going to pick us up, so they'll be fine.
What about Gwen and Matthew?
They're bringing the woods.
Nice.
Shouldn't we look?
They keep putting
Nope.
in dialogue like where's Mike? And they're like, fuck Mike or something.
They're like leaving. They're like, well, there's not enough people for 3 boats. Fuck them.
fuck them, I guess. Yeah.
Especially since you just laid off 70% of your workforce and like that's all you have left. You really can't afford to just say fuck them.
And you're alluding to like this is I think the worst part of the movie. Is this entire active plot with like our main guy who's like I'm a smart like wisecracking
Jason London.
I'm to who?
Jason London.
This company is run on teamship.
Teamship? Yeah, teamship. I made up a word. Is that okay?
Is that his name?
That's his name.
Oh God, I thought his name was Matt Mercer.
The actor.
Okay. What? Okay. I thought that's
The
is this guy
fake
famous?
Steve Jobs
Who's this guy? No. The employee guy.
Oh, the fake David Duchovny guy.
He has this relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That squinty motherfucker.
This sucks.
And like it took me an embarrassingly long amount of time because I haven't watched The Office since season 3 of The Office was on television.
Okay.
But I'm like, oh, they're doing a The Office. This is Jim and Pam, and that's fucking what's his name, Steve Carell, and this other motherfucker's Dwight as fuck, where he doesn't know anything. He's like, oh, you're right, we should do that. He's just fucking doing everything. I'm like, oh, this is hilarious. This is so stupid.
20-30% chance of snapping turtles, right? So any questions?
Why are we doing this?
Any other questions?
I thought the aping off of so like the explosion of the tanks is Jaws.
You son of a...
Exactly.
But
We're
the
doing a Jaws.
direct rip off of Lake Placid. All right, we're going in there. Oh, this is my beaver checking person. Oh no! Oh, half their body comes out of the water.
Yeah.
I was watching it and I just wrote down. Oh, I don't know where this came to me. It just came to me.
I was gonna say, did you think that it was like a literal reference? Because that seems very generic. A lot of movies, right? You pull someone up and they're cut in half or
it
whatever.
would be generic if it weren't two people in a boat, one being like the sheriffy person, and
Yeah,
one
one with
being
like
a diver.
tucked in shirt.
You know,
from the
one
sheriff's
literally
department.
checking for beavers.
Yeah, and it is like the same dam with the shot, and instead of like a fake jump scare with a little turtle man or a beaver, it's like
It's a fake-
I don't see any beavers down here. Really, none of them.
Well, he
What the
even
fuck?
jumps up for the fake
Yeah.
scare. He's like, ah!
Yeah.
All right, I'm just this and that.
My bad.
Mark!
Yeah. He says like, oh, an alligator or something like that. Like, yeah, it lit.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
knowing,
it's so
right?
Dumb.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so dumb.
Oh my God! It's a mega gator!
You jerk!
There's a few of those. I don't like remember all of them, but there were various moments where I remember being like, "They're doing a thing. It's the thing
Yeah.
from the thing. Oh, whatever." But I feel like they're having fun. It feels like a play.
Yeah, no,
It feels like a pep
it
rally
worked.
or something.
Like,
It's not like
there's a difference when something's so low budget and they do something you're like, oh, you're just an
Like,
idiot,
that's
versus like, okay,
embarrassing.
you're pulling this off type of thing. Because
Right.
there's so much CG things in here that like you expect for like a movie of this budget that when it
Yeah.
cuts wide and they're like all just swinging off the boat, that like half of them will be swinging at nothing.
Yeah.
But every one of them is attacking a different shark.
No,
Things
and,
are
like-
happening. There are lots of sharks.
Yeah, the CG is bad, but I thought it like
Passable.
I noted a few which we can use in some capacity where I was like, "That's a decent shot." Some underwater thing where like one shark does one thing. I'm like, "Yeah." But then like the big ones, there were some aerial shots where you see like the raft and like the little sharks around them, and it's like zooming
Yeah.
out. And I was like, hey, looks fine. Like that's okay. I expected a lot of things to be like, oh no, this is gonna suck.
The
but-
first shark death
yeah.
really sets the tone. It's
Yes.
a cliff diver who dies like 20 feet out of the water
Oh,
as
God.
a shark just like
Okay.
rips her.
I'm so glad you mentioned this because yes, that's in the first 30 seconds of the movie.
Yeah.
Where I was like, okay, I'm like loading a gun. I'm like, all right, I'm getting ready. We're gonna finish this fucking movie. Like, what has he made me watch or whatever? Because before that, there's I think like one miniature shot of like a coastline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with water.
And it looks terrible, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then it cuts directly from that to the cliff driver getting snatched out of the air by the shark in a way that like doesn't make any sense and like sets a tone where I'm starting at like -20. So the fact that the movie is like a 4 out of 10, I'm like, this is amazing. You've achieved so much.
It's so funny to me that like you cut directly from like what is the roughest of seas that is, you know, launching sharks over into the other set of water here. To like, you know, there's not a cloud in the sky, it's just happiness.
Sure.
And the idea that like, I understand we see like, you know, maybe at best we see 10 sharks jump that fence. I think it was more like 4. But like, let's say we see that. Like,
This is when the
just
fins
has to
are
keep happening.
When the fins are like clipping into the waves and the
because there are
stuff and
so
shit. Yeah.
many sharks in this movie, like so many, and their only objective is to kill everything possible and then to make a dam.
And they just like pull the lever and like there's more sharks. There's no conceit of like we have to stop how the sharks are getting in or we have to make sure we do this or like I expected dynamite. So this is what I expected. 2 things. One, I expected, the dynamite, I saved one thing and we're gonna wedge it in this rock and like block part of the river and now we're safe forever or something. And part 2, I was expecting, where'd all the beavers go? The beavers built very realistic shark-like submarines and they've become this advanced species and now they're building their dam and getting revenge on the people who were threatening their habitat.
I think this would have been better had you added in, like, I don't know, some backwoods jerky manufacturer or something, and like the blood is trailing into the lake, and instead of it being them jumping over, there's a break in the dam between the ocean and the river, and like, no, they're following the blood trail. Oh, they're in frenzy because there's blood constantly in the water. Like, anything that would have made any sense as to why because like, they're in frenzy because there's blood, but there's nothing to eat, so they're eating whatever they can. Like, it doesn't take a genius
Ate
to
all the
really
beavers.
think about anything here.
Yeah, they were just like, you don't need that. You're a big boy. You can just assume they're sharks.
I think they're bull sharks.
Oh, yeah?
The damn sharks.
They're sharks. They eat constantly. I'm a sucker for a name, so Damn Sharks got me.
Pretty good.
I'm like, I'm going to see that. Not since No Malone have I been so excited for a title.
Well, and going into it, how it's DAM, right? Where you're just like, wait, damn, sure, that doesn't make any fucking sense. What's this? What are they? How could this be a thing? How could these?
So I only was going off of the box.
Yeah.
So I didn't see a trailer or anything on this. So my opinion is like, obviously a dam breaks, floods a village, and all the sharks get in. And they're like, no, it's way dumber than that.
I think I would be really, really good at catching crabs.
Wow, you're so great.
Yeah, it's like a fake movie. It's like a whipped topping. There's nothing to it. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
When we meet that hillbilly dude, and he's like, in his waders, he's in the water,
Hillbilly.
and like from like so far away, he sees the shark's fin. He's like, oh my god! And he grabs his like sawed-off shotgun. He's like, poof, poof. Oh no! Reloads. Poof, poof. I'm like, you are 1 foot from the edge of the water. Back up.
Yeah.
Nobody's saying you can't cast a line. Just go do it somewhere else.
And then when he does back up, it
Yeah.
looks like it should have killed him. Like, that shark came so far out of the water, and I'm like,
I
wait
was
a minute, how did it miss
expecting,
him?
what is it, a creep show thing where like the dude's swimming and like he gets onto the shore and he's so relieved, and then like the
No
ooze,
leg or something?
well, like the ooze monster just jumps onto the shore and grabs him at the end.
I beat you!
It's one of those like famous things. I expected that where the shark goes ba-doing and like jumps out and like eats him and stuff. But no, that guy was going to become a very important character apparently.
Yeah.
Is anybody really famous to justify?
Jason London is pretty famous.
I've never heard of this guy.
Hi, I'm Jason London.
Mallrats was probably his most known role, to me anyway.
I don't know
Jason
who he
the
could have possibly
Argonauts,
been in Mallrats.
the main character.
I propose that you stop letting your father run your life and you be true to yourself and not give up on somebody you know has value.
Yeah, and take off your socks when you make whoopee.
It's him and Jason Lee.
I was going to say, no, that's Kevin Smith's friend is the main character.
That's Jason Mewes. He's arguably not the main character of that movie.
No, I mean the other guys. I'm not supposed to be here. That guy.
I'm not even supposed to be here today! Oh, fuck you!
He's barely in that movie.
I haven't seen it.
That's Brian O'Halloran.
There you go. You know all these people.
I know people's names.
Anyway, that was a long time ago, my friend.
It sure was.
He's come a long way.
Yeah.
I didn't like The Office. I was saying this before. I didn't like The Office politics part and the whole thing. I think that could have been a lot thinner.
Yeah.
We could have shoehorned in more outrageous shark stuff.
Well, that was only there to get bow and
yeah.
arrows in the game.
Yeah.
And
No. Like
the paintball thing was not needed at all. Honestly.
Being on a retreat is fine, but the whole like, I quit too, and you're a bad boss. I'm a good. You have to sign your checks and all this. Like it just kept going on and on and on and on and on.
Because I quit! You quit!
Yeah.
You quit?
He eventually dies. Like, honestly, I think that's one thing that I'll say either I like or hate about the movie is they don't care who they kill.
Yeah.
Because we have a whole side plot of a love interest and this nerd and
So
this
happy with
girl
this.
and then like it's like, oh, they're dead.
I didn't really think much about it. It just kind of happened. You were in the water, and I was in the water, and I swam over.
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, no, and like the fisherman dies, and then I think his name is Kenny, the sunglasses guy.
Yeah, he dies.
People
but
die
all the
in different
deaths
places.
are for nothing.
Yeah.
There's never a death where you're like, oh,
no, it's
that
not,
was a good one. Oh, you died for this reason. It was just like, I think we should kill him now.
No, it's an exact subversion of that fucking. All these movies, it's like, I need to hold them back, and then you're always like, you didn't hold them back at all. You just died for nothing, you stupid asshole. Right?
Yeah, this was literally that.
But they do the exact opposite, where it's like, yeah, a shark just got him, and sometimes there's like a dramatic moment about it, but it's not before the death; it's after the death, where they're like, oh no, he's dead or something.
You will be back to flipping.
Yeah, I appreciate this movie very deeply. Oh, but I was like, oh, there should be less of this office politics, you're laying people off, this economy, or whatever the fuck. Get rid of that and then do more other stuff. But like you're saying, there's parts where people die, but like they just like throw them away. They're just like, I don't need you
almost
anymore.
every time.
Well, but like specifically the deaths on the log.
Yes.
The fact that they all happen together, I was like, oh, I don't like that. I feel like you've broken the pact with me. You're supposed to like one of them can die there, maybe one gets injured, but then like they get away and then they die a little later. Like you have to space it out a little bit to have them all die just in this cascade of, and like, you know.
No, like it felt like, and like this isn't the time period, but this feels like something that would have been filmed like during COVID. It's like, oh, we can only have 8 people in any
together in a,
so,
yeah.
We just have to, just kill them. We can't even, they can't ever meet back up with the crew. We can't have that big of a, not kill them. But I mean, this is before that.
Yeah, but like, there's another reason to like treat it like that as like money or something or scheduling or whatever. Because yeah, it's just cop lady and fisherman over in a boat. And then it cuts to like different groups of the people on the retreat, and then eventually we're on a log. You're in you're in a raft.
We have to go find the others.
You're in a boat, and we go between them.
There you go. Sharks!
Where they don't like it was like an epic moment, like right near the end when the survivors of different groups finally do come together. And I'm like, all right, we got a movie now. We're doing the finale, I think.
Honestly, it was probably just padding. It was probably just literally for the time, because it came in at like
away from the thing.
80 minutes or less.
It's
like when you pull out like credits and stuff.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, you kind of just needed that. Like, no, man, I think she likes you. Oh yeah, you got this. Oh, she likes the big strong guy. Because like I would say it was added later, but they're all together earlier, so that's not true.
That's true, yeah, but it feels like they did like a big thing, and then they were just like doing these side pickups with the different people.
Like maybe a couple more of them did die originally, and they just went back and be like, no, you're gonna actually save her. Oh, okay, all right, we're gonna film. Here we go.
Interesting.
No proof of any of that. Just how it feels, because it's such a quick like, they're dead now.
Yeah, no,
what?
it feels.
They wanted to negotiate their contract. They're dead.
They're dead.
Nothing like it. Something's got my ass.
Oh, I hate that part so much. That's hilarious.
My ass! What? Something got my ass!
That's again just padding more deaths.
That's what these movies are. We can't be critical uniquely of this movie, but the fact that like it like nibbles his ass, but like and then literally they just like chomp the whole thing and like destroy them like right after. I was like, why would it nibble in the first place? That's it's just to get that guy to go, my ass.
Beer, nothing like it.
Whatever.
My ass!
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's a great juxtaposition. Beer. Nothing like it. Something's got my ass. It's like in everything. Well, even our nerd kid who was a semi-main character for a little while, he got like bit by a shark and has like that token like 2 scratch marks on his leg. Like what did that? Was it holding a switchblade?
What the hell was that?
Sharks.
People would like get bitten and like dragged in through the water by the shark, and I'm like, well, they're dead. And then it seems like the movie would like flip a coin, and like the cop lady would like shoot, and like by the way, she's shooting like a small gauge rifle, and
at the fins, and they're dead.
But these like giant sharks are going oh, and like flying away. So she would like shoot the sharks, and then yes, the person, they would like tie a fucking thing like around their leg and be like, you're fine. And it's like, what? No, the shark would have.
The sharks are literally diving out of the air and they'll hit it with an oar, and it will change its trajectory completely.
Yeah.
Sometimes by hand he's doing that. You're like, oh right, I didn't realize you're the strongest man alive. Oh, okay.
Well, that one guy, I do believe he's the strongest man. I got Clancy Brown vibes from him. I was a huge Kenny fan when he like smashed it, and they have a little moment later where he's like, "I'm sorry, I can't," and I was like, "Why are they having like an earnest, moment at the hour mark of this movie to try to do a thing or whatever?"
Yeah.
But I was like, "Oh, this is funny. I like this. This is stupid." Yeah.
I need their help. Let's go.
Wait, Stella. I can't. I'm so sorry, but I can't.
Really? I thought you were gonna strap on explosives and take them all out.
10 out of 10.
I like the character, and I think he did it to the best of his ability, but I think that really needed to be a larger character.
No, it's not. It's
a play.
A lot of stuff is like underwritten, like you're saying,
Yeah.
where it's like where they have to sort of pad because they don't have. It feels it's like a weak script, most definitely. I think that's a fair statement
Like the
to
main
make,
character guy, the fake David Duchovny, like needed to be the guy from like Office Space or something.
I would relax. I would sit on my ass all day. I would do nothing.
Like you needed someone like I don't know. He felt like he was phoning in a little bit.
He reminds me of the other guy. Yeah, like I was really disappointed because we started to go to the different groups and figure stuff out. Once we start cutting back to Jim and Pam for like the third time, I'm like, oh, are they the main characters? Oh, I hate that.
Having fun yet?
Oh, yeah. Are you?
Oh, marvelous. Can't you tell?
Fuck,
Yeah.
I liked all these other
She was
characters
okay,
better.
honestly.
Okay. She's great, but I knew that like they would end up kissing and they would save each other's lives, or like it would be this like subversion where she's like, "You're a moron, let me save you," and he's like, "I'll save you," and
like he suffered from the same thing I'll say a lot of people suffer from. It's not that he's a bad actor; it's that the writing is very poor, and it takes a certain kind of person to say lines that are like nobody says this.
No, he's not doing the Harrison Ford either, where he's like owning it and like making it. He's just like. Yes.
He is saying it as I imagine exactly as it was written, which is the mistake.
Got me doing graphic design on that stupid app of his. The one that rates the softness of toilet paper in public restrooms all across the country.
You have to twist it and make it your own.
Yeah, put a little spin on it or do something.
Yeah.
Just try to save it or whatever. Yeah. No, weak script definitely.
I know you're in pain, but I think you're stronger than you think you are. What you did back there for Jolene, none of us could have done that.
They're towing us. They're towing us to the dam. Oh, they're saving us for later. We're snacks. We're lunch. Yeah. When they realize it's played up like an epic thing, as if they're in like a submarine or they're in like a thing where it's like, we're not turning. What's going on? Like it's right there. You should be able to see the thing.
Well, that's like when the first raft that doesn't have our main characters on it is going.
Yeah.
They're like la 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 la. There's fins all around them. Hey, what's that? What's that? You should have seen it from miles away. There was so many sharks.
Yeah, someone says like, uh-oh, and someone's like, what? As if like they're not surrounded by fucking sharks.
What the hell is that? What? Did you see a fin?
The same issue they have with the people that are climbing across the water on the zip line thing.
Yeah.
Like she's shooting at things around them.
Nice shot.
And they're not reacting to that because it's not happening around them. Yeah. But I'm like, you'd be like, what's happening? Who's shooting? I'm over water. This isn't a big danger. That would be the danger.
I am the danger.
A shooter person.
Yeah, you don't know there's a shark.
I just want to point out that when the other raft gets taken out, this like fucking epic, like the big shark comes out of the water and they do slow-mo and he like crushes them and stuff. I was like, woo! I was like cheering in my, it was great.
One character says, I've never seen a dam in my life.
Is that a dam?
It's huge.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Because he looks, he's like, what is that?
Never seen a shark before either. One guy said, I've never seen a shark before today.
Like I have? I've never even seen a shark until today, let alone whatever the hell that thing is.
And like I can understand in real life.
I know what he means, but that's a hilarious line.
What the hell? Like seeing an ant. What the hell's that? Oh, it's an ant.
Hell is that little thing? Yeah.
I can't afford to get fat again. This was only 7 years ago.
We should say too, there's a great part because the arrows becomes like a theme. I did like what's her name, Stella, I think. Yeah. Stella with
Hawkeye herself.
Just Like, yeah, it just like embraces I'm the archer now on the thing. So they make arrows like in a fucking Goonies or something. They make the CO2, the
That's
paintball.
the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
They'll explode. Just make sure to go full force with the pull to get maximum PSI. Don't hold back.
Oh, I won't be holding back.
They explode
like grenades.
And he says like don't hold back. So like I expected like just like water plumes with like white and then like, oh, I guess it's working. But they just drag in like fucking
World War II explosion.
Yeah.
Smile, you son of a bitch!
A fucking howitzer explosion MP4 and just this fucking explosion. What is causing? What is igniting it? What is the fire? And it doesn't burn anyway. But like, what is the thing?
They have removed the head of the arrow to duct tape
put
that
instead,
to it.
yeah.
So like the wood is somehow puncturing it.
It's like puncturing the thing, which then is also, but like the stuff in there doesn't even combust. So
No.
like what's happening? And like famously in Jaws, right? It's like the pressure that's meant to be what's killing
Yeah.
it. It's not like literally like on fire, right? Like what the fuck?
That's what doesn't make sense about the first thing. It's like the thing that is propelling those tanks so far away is it losing all of its fucking air.
Not all, just some.
I would say 95%, if not all.
Let's say it's 1%. It still wouldn't do what they showed it was doing. It's still absolutely insane.
Because it's only like an hour worth of air. Like it's not like this infinite amount of air. It's like if you were to like stab a balloon and it goes over there. It's like, hey, you know why it went over there? Because all the air took it there.
You don't have to explain this concept to me. I'm just telling you, it's like Last Action Hero. I'm like, yes, in the real world, yes, they would go. Well, they wouldn't move at all, right? And
they would move.
And if they moved, they would just fall into the water very quickly.
I've seen videos where people drop fire extinguishers and they take off like a fucking missile.
Yeah. They do a fucking
But then if you were to shoot them, white shit wouldn't come out because
I guarantee you that it would. In a movie. Because this is a movie, Steph, and this is not real life.
It's just so dumb. And I was like, I would like to give them the benefit of the doubt, like if they would have only have knocked one and used one as a propulsion and one for the explosion, but they take like 2 axes and they knock off both.
And that was meant to be this like, or like syncing up and doing our fucking thing. So there's so many goofy moments like that. There's one where he's trying to tell her to like take off the rest of her shirt.
That's good.
What?
When she just like tears off a little strip or something. Very cringe. Didn't work.
That was designed to be cringe, though.
I know, but
because
like,
he even says like, my
still.
finger needs some wrapping. Could you take off your shirt?
But like,
what?
I got this little. You think you give me the rest of the shirt so I can?
Stop.
I don't think
it didn't land.
I don't think that it worked.
No, of course not. Nothing the man said landed.
And it made me cringe in a way that I didn't enjoy.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be an enjoyable, pleasant cringe. Speaking of which, I'm sure you hated this. You haven't mentioned this. There's the like other 2 random guys who go fishing.
I love this actually.
Okay, but it's all I think an excuse. Like for some reason, someone had like a fucking stroke and was like, "We need to justify this chum bucket."
They have chum.
You gotta be kidding me. Who the hell uses chum to fish for salmon?
We haven't justified anything else in the movie, but we have to somehow work backwards from like people fishing with raw chicken or something, and then having a bucket of actual chum.
He's fishing like he is. Like he is fishing for alligators,
or like
he's using a chain
deep
with
sea
with a hook that you could use as an anchor.
Yeah, it's some sort of deep sea barracuda fishing or some shit. But they're in this tiny flat lake.
They're fishing for salmon.
Yeah, it's like nothing. Yeah, but that was another sequence where we got.
Well, then the shark fishes for him.
Yes!
And it doesn't make any sense.
The hunter has become the hunted, and he gets the hook through his shit. Yeah, it's hilarious. And it's like, bro, what happened? They're too smart, clever. No one said clever girl. I feel like that's an obvious miss.
No one said they were too smart either.
Oh, that's true.
That's surprising.
I would have really appreciated like a little more of that, honestly, because they were doing it too much already. But just go have someone literally just quote other movies. So they're acting so smart because they're so stupid. Like just find things from other films to like shoehorn into this. That's what I want. Is just like lay it on super thick. Nothing but icing. Just sitting there with a tub of icing.
I just would have liked the tiniest hand wave of explanation as to why any of this is actually happening. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
If you want to support the show, head over to cannibalvideo.com, pick up some merch.
And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
That's alright.
Yeah, that's something.
Whatever.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
God, it's like a bad movie.